The Stack. People, Business, Technology. With Dan Tomaszewski of Everything MSP.
Hey everybody, Dan Tomaszewski here with Everything MSP. Welcome to another episode of The Stack, a special edition of The Stack. We're live here in Denver, Colorado for Pax8's Beyond 25. We've had an incredible couple days speaking with a variety of vendors, some insightful conversations about the world of managed services. This is a two-part series. This is the first of the series, and we will kick it off right now.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Joining me now is Lorna Berman with YouSecure. How you doing today?
I'm very good, thank you.
Awesome. So your first time at a Pax8 event, or are you a veteran?
No, so we had our first time last year. So we knew as soon as it finished, we had to come back.
Great event.
Amazing.
I mean, just as we've started out here, I mean, the energy. I mean, the keynote this morning was incredible.
Oh God, yeah, it literally is beyond belief. And how good beyond it.
Beyond, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. So, tell our audience briefly about your organization.
So YouSecure, a SaaS vendor, and we provide security awareness training. And we've got a platform that has 4 modules, and we deliver that to our MSPs.
So, tell a little bit about the value that you provide for MSPs.
So we make life easy for MSPs. So the platform, as I mentioned, it's got 4 modules, but we fully automate everything. So we make it really easy for an MSP to onboard their clients, manage their clients, because the platform does everything for them.
Okay.
So from an admin point of view, it's very little work for a very good return.
Well, and I think that's a key point because MSPs are becoming busier and busier.
So busy. So busy.
Yeah, I mean, and they ultimately want to do more with less.
Yeah.
And if a vendor can provide that ability to reduce some of the human labor that's involved,
Yeah.
that is a great value to it.
Yeah, it's one of our really big selling points is how easy it is to deploy and roll out.
So, when you talk about today's climate, what's one piece of advice that you would give to an MSP?
So it's really tough for MSPs because they're expected to be networking experts, security experts. So Pax8's vendor list is extensive, but I feel that you can make it easier for the MSPs to build out their security stack.
Yep.
So work with the vendors who know what they're talking about, embrace their experiences, knowledge, and then it will be easier to roll out their business model.
Gotcha. Obviously in the world of cybersecurity, we're in a fast-paced business model. Every company is because just like we're talking about how MSPs are strapped for time, their end users are strapped for time, and they become too quick to clip, right?
Indeed. And, we've talked about it at the keynote speaking, ransomware is still the biggest thing. Phishing is still the biggest thing. So, when a user gets in front of a laptop, they might not know. So you've got a whole raft of employees from your receptionist to the ETT. So our approach is we teach individuals for their knowledge. So we don't just roll out generic program for everybody. We actually test the users first and see what knowledge they've got. And then in their weakest areas, we then deploy the training out.
Okay.
And it goes from basic up to advanced. And they get continual training. And, we enhance that. Phishing simulations. And then we check the dark web to make sure they've got no breaches out there. So it's all about educating the end users. And we empower the MSPs to be able to do that more.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all.
Absolutely. Because your CEO will have very different knowledge to, it's the lovely lady that checks you in on reception.
Right. Yeah, because in every organization, you have some people that are much more tech savvy. And, we also just got to be careful that, for those that say, well, I know what I'm doing, right?
Exactly.
And the sophistication of bad actors, there might be a time that you don't know what you're doing, and we
Yeah.
still need training.
Yeah, and phishing is becoming very, very clever now with AI. They're getting to learn how people speak and their patterns in email, how they write. So it is becoming really clever. So again, we use AI to enhance our phishing simulations to make sure they're as real as the real thing can be.
Gotcha. So, if there's one thing that you'd say, kind of going back to the event, you decided last year you wanted to come back. What's one thing that stands out to you about this event?
It's the whole partnership.
Okay.
Everybody, all the MSPs are working together. Your vendors are talking to your MSPs, the MSPs are talking to your MSPs. The whole collaboration with Pax8 and the vibe and the energy here is just unreal. And the vendor hall is fantastic opportunity for us. And we actually get a lot of our clients going on and like, hey, it's really great to see you.
Yeah.
And then they like to tell us how great they think we are, and it's like, yay!
Yeah,
So,
it's great to hear.
It's really, really good, and the organisation is phenomenal.
Lorna, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you stopping
Thank
by.
you. It's been great.
Enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back. Sitting down with Austin Arsenault with Senteon. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Of course, Pax8 Beyond is about to wrap up. We're getting close. What's your take been on the event so far?
It's been amazing. I've been to quite a few trade shows before, and this one stands out. They do a great job of having amazing sessions that are very insightful. A lot of great vendors, great people, familiar faces. It's been fantastic.
So you have quite a bit of educational things that you've learned while being at this event.
I've got pages full of notes to go back and review, and it's been
That's awesome, and that's what the events are all about, which is awesome. So let's talk about Senteon.
Sure.
What do you guys do?
Yeah, so we do manage endpoint hardening.
Okay.
So we'll change thousands of settings across Windows workstations, servers, and now we're doing browsers as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so we align to the CIS best practices
Okay.
to help you harden in-use machines without causing disruption.
Okay. So we can get a little more granular on that.
Sure. Don't save passwords to the browser. Things like that. Turn
But
on.
I want to.
I know, right? Yeah. So turn off geolocation services, disabling the 7 or 8 AI settings in there that Google automatically put in.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So let's talk about what value that provides overall. The value that Senteon provides for an MSP.
Yeah. So I would say there are a lot of tools out there that scan, tell you about misconfigurations, but where Senteon's different is we'll actually go ahead and do the remediation. We're not just alerting problems, we're trying to fix them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We also provide a lot of standardization across your clients. We are multi-tenant. So if an engineer has to troubleshoot a problem, they know that endpoint is going to be figured the same across all of them at ABC company.
Okay. So that remediation component I think is interesting because many MSPs are strapped for time. So are you finding that many MSPs that's the value proposition that's attracting them to you?
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of them. Instead of having your engineers create a bunch of GPOs or you do a bunch of scripts and having to update them, it's one click, roll out all the changes, and you know that it's safe to harden. And we stay up to date as well. When settings are deprecated, we will take care of configuring it and setting it so nothing gets
Any advice that
botched.
you would give to an MSP who's coming to an event like this and to make the best use of their time?
Yeah. Say hello to everybody that you can. Sit down at a table where you don't necessarily know anybody. Say hello, get to know the person and understand what they do. And if there's something that's interesting, ask more about that. And if there's something, ask what they're struggling with. If there's something that you can give advice on, that's great. Nobody's an expert at everything. And we can always get to learning and educating ourselves. Or don't be afraid to share that knowledge that you have with others.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to learn more about Senteon, where should they go? What is your web address?
Yeah. www.senteon.co.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can find us on LinkedIn and YouTube and all that good stuff too.
Austin, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you so much.
Been great. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Everybody, welcome back. I am sitting down with Larry Medar with Cavelo. And how are you doing today, brother?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. It's always great to see you. I mean, we've known each other for quite some time.
Yes.
I mean, I may have had hair.
I was going to say, I certainly had a little bit more hair.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you have.
Right.
But, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's long gone. Yeah. You know, it just shows how long we've been in the channel.
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, we're only 29 and
Right.
This is what the channel does.
Exactly. You know, so, you know, you had a busy day on the show floor.
We certainly did.
Tell me, how did that go?
That was fantastic, honestly. I mean, it's, you know, this is my third year attending Beyond, and each year
Nice.
it just seems to get better
Yeah.
and better. And I got to tell you, last night, you know, when we had our first floor session, you know, in the exhibit hall, it was absolutely crazy busy.
Nice.
Lots of people. But you know what was really cool is there's a lot of excitement.
Yeah.
It's not just people kind of trudging around saying, okay, what do you got? There was genuine excitement out there. And we had some really good conversations with people that, you know, were very interested in what it is that Cavelo does.
Nice. That's awesome. And so speaking of Cavelo, what do you guys do?
I'm still trying to figure that out myself. You know, I mean, I only started it in late January. Now,
Yeah.
we are an attack surface management platform.
Okay.
So what that means is we really kind of make the MSPs look like magicians. And, you know, that's where you're going to ask me, how do you do that,
Yeah.
Larry?
Magic wand.
Yeah, magic wand,
Yeah.
all that fun stuff. No, you know, basically, you know, before COVID, it was pretty easy for an MSP to kind of keep control of things.
Right.
Because everybody's in one place.
Yeah.
After COVID, you know, you've got a dispersed workforce. You've got people working from home. You got people working in different locations, different things
Yeah.
like that. And the challenge becomes, you know, for the MSP is it really for the clients is they don't know where all the assets are out there,
Right.
which means they don't know where all the sensitive data is or who's touching
Yeah.
that sensitive data. So what we do is we make it really easy for the MSP to sit down in front of a customer and show them where their assets are, where the sensitive data lies,
Yep.
who's got access to it. Then we also throw in vulnerability management,
Yep.
the fun little things like that to kind of help them prioritize how they're taking care of risk for their clients. And then we also built in, matter of fact, just announced it today, configuration management, which is really going to help automate things for MSPs, especially on the Office 365 front.
Okay. Can you explain a little bit what the configuration management is?
Yeah, absolutely. So configuration management, you know, there's a lot of tools out there that surface the issues, but they don't fix the issues. What we're doing is we're actually fixing the issue for the MSP. It's automatic. It's remediation capabilities. That's easy for me to say. Is
right.
That enables them to basically go out there and apply fixes with minimal disruption to the clients and give them actionable steps to remediate Office 365 benchmarks. So, you know, this works at different configurations out there, and it also allows them to, you know, based on the maturity level of the client, they can set different levels and they can very easily migrate to a higher level as that client gets a little bit more mature in what they're doing.
So it's so much more than just you've got a problem.
Exactly. We're trying to, you know, we are helping identify and visualize what the problem is.
Right.
But with this new configuration management, we're actually remediating that for
That's awesome.
automatically. So it's really about saving the MSPs a lot of time. We're just automating things.
So let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about MSPs and, you know, let's call it a trap. What kind of trap are MSPs falling into these days?
You know, I think the biggest one that I have seen and I've talked about with a few people is that, look, most MSPs came out of, you know, they were techies. You were techies, and they stepped away and said, hey, I want to create my own business. So they're very technically oriented. And I think the biggest trap that's out there is too many MSPs are talking technology to their clients. And the client doesn't necessarily care of that technology. They don't understand all the acronyms and buzzwords that we've got.
Glazed over eyes.
Exactly. Just coming glazed over eyes.
Right.
So MSPs really need to start talking about business outcomes.
Yep.
Start talking about, when you're talking about, the risk that you have if a security incident was to hit customer's firm, don't sit there and talk about, I'm using the latest SOC and the SIEM and all this stuff. What you want to do is you want to show them things that says, here's where your sensitive data lies.
Yep.
Here's what it's worth to a potential hacker. And this is the risk that you have, Mr. or Mrs. Business Owner. Maybe it's 200,000, maybe it's 400,000, maybe it's more or less.
Sure.
But put this into real dollars and cents and business impact. How long can you afford to be down, Mr. or Mrs. Customer?
Yeah.
Different things like that. So really talk about the business outcomes rather than brag about what you've got in your tech stack and just talking technology to
Yeah. I mean, tech does not engage those business leaders. Business outcome. What is it? What's in it for me? I mean, that's the simplest thing. What's in it for me?
And that's what everybody just needs to know. Hey, what's in it for me?
Right.
When you're having that conversation.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of gear your thoughts and your pitch towards that.
Exactly.
So
awesome. Well, Larry, I greatly appreciate your time.
Absolutely,
Thank you for
brother.
stopping by.
See you.
And if somebody wants to learn more about you guys, where do they go?
Yeah, absolutely. www.cavelo.com or hit me up on LinkedIn. I'm out there as well. Larry Metter. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. Thanks again, brother.
Good stuff.
Take care.
Thank you.
Food. I am here with Marco Lavecchia. How are you doing today, Marco?
Great. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here. You're with Produce8.
Yes.
And of course, this event is incredible. A lot of energy. How has it been going for you so far?
It's been going great. As you say, this event evolves. The technology, the vendors, the amount of people that are here is it's absolutely incredible. So we had a great day yesterday. We actually had our own buffet party yesterday.
Nice.
We had about 100 MSPs come and join us. So we're getting that Produce8 name out there in the industry, and we're excited about it.
That's awesome. And so tell us briefly, what do you guys do? What does your company do?
Yeah, so we're definitely new in the industry. We're bringing in a new solution, to MSPs, and Produce8 is the digital work analytics platform. And what does that mean? It actually provides you with information and data on your people and technology and the impact of technology on an organization. And so we're bringing something very new to the industry. The idea here is that, we feel that MSPs are typically in a commoditized industry right now. And digital work analytics is really something new that they can generate new recurring revenue streams on and create strategy with their customers. And we have a model right now where we really kind of talking about MSPs getting back into the boardroom. And we feel that Produce8 can actually help MSPs do that.
That's awesome. So, let's dive a little bit deeper of the value you provide to the MSPs. Let's just, dig deeper because you mentioned, MSPs are becoming a commodity.
Sure.
And unless an MSP is embracing business outcome, they're going to get left behind, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you heard it at the keynote this morning. It's really about how they have to evolve their businesses, right? And it's about the outcomes, right? And in terms of bringing value. I tend to see it as, strategy and working closely with, MSPs, with their customers and differentiating themselves to bring value, I think is so critical.
Yep.
And, commoditization, I think a lot of people use it, as what's going on in the industry. But I just think that the industry has been a little bit stagnant. And so, AI coming out and new solutions that, businesses have to pay attention to and are looking to adopt. How does the MSP actually go in and start working closely with clients? The digital work analytics platform that we actually bring to the table is going to provide those customers with information that they actually don't have today.
Okay.
That's the interesting piece. And the fact that the MSP can generate recurring revenue around our model,
Right.
then that's really the kicker for them, that they can go in and have that, strategy conversation with the clients.
Yeah. No, I think that's great because we've talked about is we got to take off that technical hat.
Sure.
We got to be talking about business outcome. The true stickiness today, it's not about, hey, I put in a managed firewall.
Sure.
So if you were to leave, you'd have to go get a new managed firewall,
Yep.
or that's just one example. But the true stickiness is when you become a business partner for them, helping them to take their business to the next level.
why would they want to look elsewhere?
Absolutely. I think like if we take AI for 1 second, there's so many partners right now. There are Microsoft partners, they're rolling out Copilot or they're recommending ChatGPT. They have to go beyond just saying, hey, listen, we're going to put this in your environment and leave it there. And then you guys kind of figure out how it works.
Yeah.
Where we actually come in is that with our technology, we'll be able to show people exactly what it looks like in an environment, before they rolled out AI, and what does it look like afterwards.
Yeah.
And so that little change, it not only gives clients, the end user, confidence that an MSP recommends AI, they're actually showing the improvements or the negatives that are happening in the environment, because you have to truly understand what are the impacts of AI. Is it the workers? Are they working less? Are they working, a little bit more? Are they burning out? Are they using the technology?
Right.
And we actually have the ability to provide those and the end user that information and data.
Okay. So one of the things I was going to ask you was, what's something that is misunderstood in your space? Well, you guys are unique, right? When we take a look at other vendors that are here, you have a unique offering. So tell me more about that.
Yeah, well, we talked about it before we started this. Like, we're the only digital work analytics platform at Pax8 event, and there's hundreds of vendors here. And so I think we're bringing something very unique to the space that MSPs have to pay attention to. Right. And you asked the question from what's the misconception? There are misconception is that there's some companies that are out there that do monitoring of employees, which is not what we do. We're about data, information, and the impact of technology on the people, right? And so where can they make improvements? We have one feature in our platform that tells you what applications are being used and the timelines that you're spending on those applications. So people could understand, listen, we invested in technology. Are we using it?
Right.
And if we're not using it, is there a way that we can reclaim some of that unused software license and save some money? And that's another use case that an MSP can actually go in and provide for their end users.
Excellent. For anybody that wants to learn more about you, what's the best thing for them to do?
Yeah, I encourage everybody to come to our website, at www.produce8.com, and we have all kinds of information there. We have a multi-tenancy, for MSPs, and I think, we've really created a program and an offer. We have customer success that works with MSPs, helps them really kind of understand, like, what is digital work analytics, how do you introduce it to their customers. Our sales reps are actually, again, getting on calls with MSPs and talking to their customers about what we do.
Excellent.
And we have this amazing executive summary report that MSPs are sharing with their customers. It gives us so much information. So we'd love to have that conversation as we get out there.
Mark, well, thank you for stopping by.
Yeah,
we appreciate it.
Thank you.
And
Congratulations on your success.
thank you very much. And everybody have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. I'm here with Gene Rich with Traceless. And how are you doing today?
Yeah, very good. I mean, day one didn't go too hard last night. And
Nice.
it's like a combo of like, we're just talking about being dads. And so my schedule is like, if I'm in bed at 9:30 Eastern,
Right.
that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
And I'll take it because I know like I'm like done with like being a dad.
Yep.
But that means I get up at like 5, 6, which is 3, 4 o'clock this time.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a hard balance of like staying up late enough so that you can maybe sleep in a little bit longer so that you could like you perform it and network the next night. So I think for the actual first day, I feel good. It's been a great show so far. And it's an incredible day for the side as well, which I think is the mood.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, the energy here though is incredible. And that's one of the things that I love about Beyond Low is it's like a different level of energy. Would you say?
This is my first time being here.
Okay.
So I never came as an MSP. My MSP is a partner with Pax8
Okay.
and for a long time. And now Traceless is a partner of Pax8, and we'll be in the marketplace here pretty quick. But
Nice. Congratulations.
yeah, thanks. I mean, they've been a great partner. When you look at the space, I mean, you've been in the MSP space for a minute, right?
Yeah. Well, I have no bear, right?
Fair enough. I'm getting grace. Like,
Yeah.
we're doing it together here.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of this space was truly built from the community. And I think that there have been other shows by larger vendors in the space that were the heartbeat of the community. And I feel like this is now that heartbeat of the community. And I didn't know until I came to the show to really kind of feel like what was missing in other ones that used to be there.
Yeah.
And that's here now. So there's like a really incredible time and place moments where Pax8's, extremely successful as a business.
Yep.
They're providing immense value to the ecosystem. They're continuing to do that and innovate, but they're keeping it so genuine. So
Absolutely.
you're correct.
Yeah.
Vibe is strong.
So, Traceless.
Yeah, that's right. What's a thing?
Yeah. Let's talk about Traceless. What is Traceless?
Yeah, so we describe Traceless as a cybersecurity platform for business communication.
Okay.
So holistically, you can think that the way that we've communicated in the business has drastically changed in the last few years.
Yeah.
And what we're talking about is the difference between phone and email to ticketing systems and chat mechanisms.
Okay.
And then we are going to see very quick evolution of that communication evolving once again with agents and AI. Right.
Which
Today. Right. I mean, they're spot on, right?
Yeah.
They're talking about some really relevant stuff. Yeah. And I think that that's where the MSP community value proposition, and we'll get to that in your questions in the next big opportunity in the space. But I think that the communication methodology has changed and the threat landscape has started to evolve.
Right.
Thanks to Scattered Spider. And the critical thought of these ecosystems and how to protect them as a vector has not.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So we're looking at this from solving problems for an MSP.
Yeah.
Right. Which would be help desk phishing and a good way to move sensitive info and not leave it at rest. Right. And also for MSP's customers.
Well, let's jump into that. Let's talk about, I mean, it's one thing saying this is what we do, but what is the value that you provide to MSPs?
Yeah, so I think from a direct sell to perspective, I remember when I started Traceless with Peter, who's my co-founder, it was at a similar turning point where, MSPs were waking up to find their entire fleet of endpoints completely locked up because their RM tool had gotten infiltrated.
Sure.
Right. And that was new.
Right.
Right. And nobody expected it. And we had to react as a community very quickly.
Very quickly.
And, at the end of the day, when one of us in the community gets hit, it's just bad for our space.
Right.
Right. It doesn't matter. It's real together. It's horrible for the business owner. I mean, all my MSP owners out there are trying to carry the weight on the back. That's their livelihood. They have employee. I mean, and all that goes away very quickly. Right. So it's worse for that.
Right.
And I think that as noted by CrowdStrike, who's here this week as well, help desk phishing is in the top attack vector that they see as the leader of threat intelligence in the world. Maybe that's debatable, but in my mind, they're the leader.
Yep.
And we are seeing these breaches happen market, and those are coming for the space. And it's not if, it's when.
Right.
And people need to start thinking critically about how that affects customer retention and overall MSP success for your own company.
Well, I mean, to the bad actors, the MSP space is a diamond in the rough.
Attackers want to go through one door, and get a lot,
right?
And that is the definition of an MSP.
Yeah,
I think that it's we're so used to being everything's in SharePoint or Google Drive or wherever, Dropbox, but we don't realize that truly the intellectual property and value assets of our customers are digital.
Yep.
And we as MSPs are the guardians of those digital assets. Right. And I know okay, that's why we're selling MDR to our customers, blah, blah, blah. But also we are the gatekeepers for all of that value.
So I want to shift my next question a little bit, more so to, do MSPs have time to change, to adapt? Is there time, or is it more of a situation of if you don't act now, you might as well just move on.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I had a very funny call with one of the largest MSPs in the world, and they were like, yeah, like, don't laugh that some of our customers refuse to like enable MFA on email, right? And you're like, okay. But so like, to answer your question, there is like a broad spectrum in this world of businesses and MSPs that are in a different place. And it's a spectrum, right?
Some are a glutton for punishment.
And I'm not criticizing too, because like, I'm not perfect in my own MSP days, and you only have so many hours of the day, and the bulk, 80% of MSPs are owner-led small teams.
Yeah,
that is the industry,
100%.
right? So, do they have time to change? I think that the answer is yes. And I think as the industry matures, which we are constantly evolving and maturing, the business operational practices across the board, regardless if you're a small or large MSP, are slowly rising, right?
Right.
And I think that that's a good thing, right? We're all kind of maturing.
Exactly.
And so I think that it is tough to find time. But like, I mean, for us, it takes 10 minutes to implement our product. So, I mean,
So there's
10 minutes.
excuse.
Yeah. And also like, people need to know, like, I'm just a tier 1 person, but no, you're not. You're the gatekeeper. That's like, you're not just, you are very heavily responsible for like the gatekeeping of all of it.
And I think that's the thing that needs to be brought up more within the MSP's team is truly what does it mean to the end user what we do. It's we're not just fixing this or fixing that. I mean, we're helping them survive.
Yeah, business value.
Yeah.
And I think that like we would all probably expect our customers to feel off if they called their bank and asked for privileged information, and the bank person is like, "Yeah, wait, what's your name? Yeah, no problem. What do you want to know?"
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds absurd.
It does.
Right. So why is it any different for MSPs and our customers' expectations of what we hold?
Yeah.
Right. And so I think that that's the way to think about it in my mind.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's not rocket science. It's a very simple message, and it's reasonable.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Gene, I want to thank you for your time. It was
Yeah.
great talking with you.
Yeah, you too.
And enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah,
Thanks.
appreciate it. Thanks.
All right. Take care, everybody.
All right, this wraps up segment 1 of our vendor interviews. Keep an eye out for our next segment. Until then, keep pushing beyond.
Thank you for listening to The Stack.